Wow, wasn't that just beautiful? Alright, so next up we have a message from the director of the Sri Lankan Dance Academy. Unfortunately, Mrs. Daini Gonzal is not present tonight, and therefore the message will be read by a long-standing student, Ishali Tessera. In 1965, the desire to provide a glimpse of our rich cultural heritage to the younger generation was the beginning of Auntie Daini's journey into dance teaching. From a humble beginning, the journey continued, creating an opportunity for our younger generation to contribute towards the rich cultural diversity. The Academy has been blessed over the years of having talented dance teachers joining the Academy and imparting their knowledge to the students. Who thought that 42 years later, Auntie Daini's Dance Academy would have performed at countless functions, weddings, and even been the opening act for the ICC World Cup. In general, to expand into the beautiful Academy today, we are extremely lucky and inspiring students to reach out and connect with their culture and heritage while living over 10,000 kilometers away from Sri Lanka. Auntie Daini's message will be followed by an experience of our eldest SLDA member, Nimesha Tessera, who has experienced the taste of her motherland for over 23 years, even though she's living many miles away from it.
Today we are here to celebrate the great national day of our motherland and our adopted country. It is a unique occasion for all Sri Lankans living in New Zealand, celebrating Sri Lanka's Independence Day and National Day of New Zealand, Waitangi Day. It is our fervent desire to continue to strengthen the invaluable bond. What better way could we do this than by celebrating these auspicious occasions? Sri Lankan Dance Academy has been in the forefront of nurturing our cultural heritage for over 40 years. In 2015, Ranga Ikarangi, the cultural show and dinner dance held by the United Sri Lankan Association, was the watershed event. We joined hands with the Māori Performance Arts Group to present the traditional welcome dance, which was well received by the packed audience. My sincere appreciation and thanks goes out to our artistic director, Mohan Subsingha, who was instrumental in choreographing this unique and wonderful performance. I would like to thank the hardworking committee, parents and Dance Academy and wider community representing all the other Sri Lankan organisations for accepting our invitation to join us to make this event successful. We look forward to continuing this joint celebration, which this year was made possible by the backing we received from the Lower Hutt City Council and Hutt Mana Charitable Trust. I would like to thank you all for gracing this occasion. Daini Gonzal, Artistic Director of the SLDA.
Hi everyone, I'm Nimesha. As Tamara said, I'm the current eldest member of the Sri Lankan Dance Academy. I say current because there are many more members, probably some of you guys here in the audience, who are older than me but still very much a part of the Academy. A bit of a backstory about me. I was born in Sri Lanka but raised here in New Zealand. I left Sri Lanka when I was just 4 years old, so as you can imagine, my memory of the home country is very limited, if there at all. I hadn't visited Sri Lanka until just last December, so that's 18 years away from the motherland. You might ask why. First and foremost, you'll have to ask my parents, but primarily because we were fortunate enough to have both sets of grandparents migrate and live here with us in New Zealand, Wellington. So my immediate family was within close proximity. Anyway, you might have thought when I visited Sri Lanka in December that I experienced a bit of culture shock, or that I was unfamiliar with my settings. But I'm here to tell you quite the opposite. That's because shortly after we arrived in New Zealand, my mother stumbled upon the Sri Lankan Dance Academy, also known as the SLDA. That meant that my sister and I, who you just met, were 4 and 5 at the time, joined and became loyal members of the Academy. So from that day onwards, I was a committed member of the Sri Lankan Dance Academy, allocating my Saturday mornings to Sri Lankan dancing. I chose this over Saturday morning netball, ballet classes, and even meeting my school friends. And although my friends weren't very happy about it, I'm so glad that I stuck through it. In fact, I'm very thankful to the Dance Academy because not only have I been taught how to dance, but I've also learnt about my Sri Lankan culture through dance. For example, I've danced as a tea plucker in the tea plantation. So when I visited Sri Lanka in December, I couldn't wait to see the tea plantations in real life. I was able to talk with the ladies who pluck the tea and work there, and I was even able to pluck some of my own. I knew exactly how to pluck it and where to put it in the basket on my back. I've also participated in the cultivation of rice through our harvest dances, from planting and growing to harvesting the rice crops, all while going through various rituals involved during the harvesting period. And I saw it all last month. I know how they fish in the village, with the ropes, and about the general village lifestyle in Sri Lanka, from bathing in the river to selling fruits and vegetables on the street, and going to religious places of worship, all of which I had previously encountered through dance. I also witnessed the traditional religious procession we call Perahera in real life, where there are traditional Sri Lankan dancers, acrobats, and jugglers and elephants all marching through the streets. Speaking of elephants, I've danced in many scenes of wildlife where there have been elephants, peacocks, eagles, and even snakes, all of their graceful movements reflected in our many dances. One thing, however, that I wasn't warned about through dance was the traffic in Sri Lanka, the city, and the way they drive. So here's a live suggestion to the Academy from me. Maybe we could add in a tuk-tuk dance somewhere here and there. Crazy. I have also been fortunate enough to have learnt about the rich history of Sri Lanka, exploring the past kings and queens of our country through our ballets and dance productions. I think we're so lucky to have such an academy for our bicultural children here in New Zealand. There have been a number of events that I've participated in throughout the last 18 years, including the Cricket World Cup in 2015. Personally, this was a real proud moment for me, because to represent Sri Lanka on an international stage with a huge audience and cameras, no need to fly over a Sri Lankan dance group from Sri Lanka because we're just as good over here in Wellington. So, to conclude, I speak on behalf of the 50-odd students here at Sri Lankan Dance Academy, because whether they realise it yet or not, being here in New Zealand, a wonderful country that allows us to embrace and share our culture, we are grateful. So, to the various councils and New Zealand government who have allowed us to stay in touch with our cultural roots, thank you. And of course, a thank you to you here in the audience and the wider community. Our final big thanks to SLDA, Daini Auntie, Mohan Uncle, and all the members and parents. Thank you, thank you, thank you for allowing us to really taste the motherland from miles away. Thank you.
Thank you, Namisha, for sharing your wonderful experience with us. Now, the Dance Academy has enormous support everywhere. However, in the Hutt Valley, the support has been overwhelming. Having a branch of dancing and drumming classes in the Hutt has helped the Academy to grow and inspire more children about their cultural background. We would like to invite the MP of Hutt Valley, Honourable Chris Bishop, to address the gathering.
Ayu Bayan, Wanakam, Salam Alaikum, Tēnā koutou katoa, good evening. What a great privilege it is to be here tonight. It's been a fantastic evening, and I want to start by paying tribute to the SLDA and the organisers and everyone involved in the production tonight, the dancing and the singing, and there's still more to come as well, of course. It's just absolutely fantastic. I also want to pay tribute to the chefs who did the cooking. I was enjoying the walla and invu and the fish cakes. Stupendous. One of the things I most love about Sri Lanka and Sri Lankan culture is the food. And so I said to my partner before I came on tonight, she said, will there be food? And I said, I certainly hope so. So I did have any afternoon tea, and that was my drink, so fantastic. Thank you very much. Look, events like tonight are really important for the cultural richness and the diversity that I think makes the Hutt Valley such a great place to be. And I think now more than ever before, as we look around the world and look at people who want to divide communities and use the politics of hate and intolerance to put up walls between us and put up barriers between different people. Events like tonight are even more important. Bringing together two cultures, the European Pākehā, New Zealand culture that is celebrated Waitangi Day, and the Maori culture that's a part of it as well, that unique Kiwi culture, with an immigrant culture to New Zealand, the Sri Lankan culture. And I think it's just fantastic that we've had an integration of those two things. Just wonderful to see Sri Lankans in New Zealand singing my favourite Maori waiata. That was amazing. And I remember the United Sri Lanka Association cultural evening, I think it was last year, with that integration that's already been mentioned, that integration of Maori culture with Sri Lankan dance. We need more events like this, and I think tonight is a truly stupendous occasion. So I want to pay tribute to everyone involved with tonight. Sri Lanka is a country very dear to my heart. I visited there at the end of 2012 with my partner, and we spent a very happy week in various places around Sri Lanka, starting with Unawatuna, a wonderful beach. We went up to Sigiriya and other places around the beautiful island. My only regret is that we couldn't spend longer, but I will return one day, I'm sure. But there were three things that sort of struck me about Sri Lanka that I will always remember. Number one is just hard to describe really, the love of cricket in Sri Lanka, which is something that my favourite sport, something very close to my heart. Everywhere we went, people wanted to talk about Brendan McCullum and Ross Taylor, and also obviously Kumar Sangakkara and Hayden Warner and all the Sri Lankan cricketers, and just the huge respect for the game. So I will never forget that. Secondly, the food, already made mention. We had a very, very happy week eating, certainly probably put on some weight, I think, in the week we were there, but a wonderful time. And third of all, and this is probably the most important, just the kindness and the generosity of spirit and incredible friendliness of the people, and that's something that I won't forget. And I think that Sri Lankan immigrants into New Zealand have brought those same values with them, or you have brought those same values with you. That the culture of kindness and respect, friendliness, being open to different people, open to new experiences, and sharing your culture and sharing those values with those around you. And that is, I think, what's emblematic of tonight's production and tonight's festival, and I think is the very best of Sri Lankan culture, and that's why it's such a privilege to be here. Tēnā koutou katoa, kia ora.
I want to thank the Sri Lankan Dance Academy for this opportunity to say a few words. From the United Sri Lanka Association and its president, Sandun Kitulagada, I bring greetings to the Dance Academy, its co-directors, Dayani and Mohan, the parents who inspire and encourage children to dance,
entertaining war. In this land, we welcome strangers. And the least we can do for you is give you an opportunity to explain your behavior.
Well, these are not weapons of destruction.
Allow me. These are what you would call weapons of construction,
Knowledge,
unity,
humility,
art.
family.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. At the outset, let me thank the Sri Lanka Dance Academy for inviting representative of the Sri Lanka seniors to make a presentation. It is my intention to look at independence from a different perspective with particular reference to and in relation to Sri Lanka seniors who have made New Zealand their home.
Thank you, Mr. Bunny Saladin, for sharing us your experience. Now, as always, there are many people who we must thank for their involvement and support towards the Dance Academy. Thankfully, I'm not the one who has to read out the long list, so may I call upon Secretary of SLDA, Mrs. Aseni Kitulagore, to give the vote of thanks.
Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed the show this evening. On behalf of the Sri Lankan Dance Academy Committee, it is my privilege to extend a vote of thanks to all the people who have contributed in many ways to make this event a success. Thank you all the guests who have accepted kindly our invitation and who have been able to be here tonight. A special thanks to Artistic Director Mohan Sudusingha and Director of Dancing Academy, Dayani Konsal Korale. They have done a fantastic job.
Sri Lanka has innovated and invented a number of drums to suit various purposes from one generation to the next. Our Academy is privileged in having the resources to impart this valuable knowledge to our younger generation. Junior drummers will showcase to master the sacred art form, followed by the performance by the senior drummers, blending our traditional drum rhythms with Eastern and Western melodies. invite the Honourable Chris Bishop up onto the stage for one of them. Come join me over here, Honourable Chris Bishop. Come join me over here. First of all, we've got one special lady who needs to be acknowledged. She's been working endlessly behind the scenes to make this a successful night. Auntie Chamala. The Prestige Award is for the person who has worked tirelessly with enthusiasm with kids aged 5 to 25 to deliver this beautiful performance to you all tonight. I'd like to call upon to the stage our teacher, artistic director of the Sri Lankan Dance Academy, Guru Mohan Sudhasinghe. Thank you for being such an amazing audience, and I hope that you thoroughly enjoyed everything that you saw tonight. Have a lovely evening.